Thank you, Michael. Your music always puts me in a good mood. I always enjoy listening to your music. But it's so lively, it's wonderful. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to UUCCN, the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Central Nassau. It is really great to see you all here today. My name is Anita Geske-Coddington, and I serve on the Board of Trustees. Today's service is led by our minister, Reverend Petra Toms, and she is joined by our musical director, Michael Sansania, and our vocalist, Miss Martha Banks, and our religious education teacher, Miss Vida Landrone. And if you are new here, please know that this is a very welcoming congregation, a special community that supports one another on our spiritual journey and in many other ways as well. We are people worshiping together from many paths who are brave, curious, and compassionate thinkers and doers. We are here to help one another to do the difficult work of seeking meaning, acting for justice, living with integrity, and walking with one another in peace and love. We hope that this hour, set apart from daily concerns, will renew our spirits, strengthen our love for one another, and embolden us to bring reconciliation wherever we find division. It is good to be together.
Good morning. It's wonderful to be with you, to see your faces, to be in this sacred space, and to share this time together. I was told this morning that today is Groundhog Day because it is the time between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. That is why we celebrate Groundhog Day. I did not know that. It's a good thing to know. Let us gather our courage in community. We can do hard things, brave things, beautiful things, risky and transformative things. The sacred is with those who journey toward freedom, for the sake of collective life, for the sake of disrupting evil, for the sake of the human soul. We are called and accompanied. We are never really alone. May our hearts be encouraged. These words by M.J. Kaiser. And now join me in reading together our chalice lighting, which is in your order of service. Fire is a sacred element which enhances our lives, providing us with warmth and light and the ability to prepare our sustenance. When not properly tended to, it can cause vast destruction. Let this flame light our chalice with intention and commitment to love and actions that are just in this world. Love is the value that drives us forward. Justice is what love looks like in public. Leslie will read our land acknowledgement.
Good morning, everyone. As we reflect on climate change and protecting our environment, I will now read the land acknowledgement. We are here on the ancestral lands of the Merrick. We were put upon Turtle Island to be caretakers, to gather in a good way, to be with Earth's children in all of their forms, those of the land, the water, and the air. Let this land acknowledgement be the beginning of our return to unity. Let us be the guardians of all beings, those who walk on four legs, those who fly, those who swim and crawl, all of the mammal people, the living green creatures, the energy in the rock people, and all of the created world. Let love be the foundation for living the values of justice, equity, and interdependence.
So we're going to let our light shine today, and we're going to give away our books and sing together. I promise you, I'll make sure you know the words. So let's shine bright.
Open hands, right? So we can clap.
That's right. This little light of mine.
And now we will have A Time for All Ages, the story of Lewis Latimer, read by Vita Landrone.
Okay, Ari, I know I gave you something to play with, but I would like you just to open your ears to listen to this story. Lewis Howard Latimer. In 1879, when Thomas Alva Edison first showed his new electric light bulb to people, they said, "Oh, they'd never seen anything like that before." The light bulb glowed, quiet and steady. It didn't flicker like a candle. It didn't make noise. It didn't make noise. Be careful. Like an arc lamp. It didn't need refilling like a kerosene lantern. You just pushed a button or flipped a switch, and then like magic, the electric light bulb glowed. People even called Thomas Edison a wizard because he had invented such a magical thing. People wanted that kind of magic in their own homes. They wanted to be able to flip a switch and have a light just like that. No more dripping candle wax, no more noisy sparks, no more worrying about fires, no more smelly kerosene. But there was one problem. Mr. Edison's light bulb worked fine the first time it was turned on. It worked fine the second time too, but after a few days, people didn't say, "Oh," when they turned it on. They said, "Uh-oh," because the light bulb didn't light anymore. Thomas Edison's light bulb used carbon thread for a filament. That little curly line inside the light bulb, and the carbon thread lasted only about 40 hours before it burned out. Once the filament burned out, the light bulb would never work again. People would have to buy a new light bulb, and a few days later, they'd have to buy another light bulb, and then another one after that, and another one after that. Nobody wanted to buy light bulbs all the time. They were expensive, so people gave up on the idea of having electric light bulbs in their homes and kept on using candles and kerosene lamps. But a man named Lewis Howard Latimer didn't give up on the idea of electric light bulbs. Instead, he decided that he would make a longer-lasting light, a light that people could afford to buy. It wouldn't be easy. He knew that. Many other people all over the world, very smart people such as scientists, inventors, and engineers, have been trying for years to make a longer-lasting light bulb that didn't cost a lot of money, and they hadn't found a way. Now, Lewis Latimer had never gone to college. He didn't have a degree in engineering or physics or chemistry or anything like that. In fact, he'd hardly gone to school at all, only a few years of elementary school before he was born. His mother and his father had been slaves in Virginia. They had been slaves in Virginia. They had escaped from slavery and gone to Boston in the North, and so Lewis and his brothers and sister had all been born free. But the Latimer family was poor, and Lewis had to get a job. And when he was only 10, but Lewis Latimer had to get a job when he was only 10. I know, right? Sorry. He hadn't had much time for school, but Lewis Latimer was smart. He was very smart. When he was a teenager, he had taught himself to do technical drawings, very careful and precise drawings of machines and inventions. He had helped Alexander Graham Bell draw diagrams of the telephone and get the patent on that. Lewis Latimer liked to do experiments, and he had also invented some things of his own. Even though he didn't have a college degree or a high school education, Lewis Latimer was a scientist and an inventor and an engineer. So Lewis Latimer decided he could figure out how to make a longer lasting light bulb. And he did. He used his curiosity and his knowledge and his ingenuity to design a carbon filament that was baked in a special way. And so it lasted for a long time, hundreds of hours. Lewis Latimer received a patent for his carbon filament, which means that the United States government recognized that Lewis Latimer was an inventor, the very first person to create that carbon filament. Now the light bulbs could last for months instead of days. People wanted light bulbs in their houses. They wanted them the right way. Lewis Latimer went to Montreal, Philadelphia, New York, and London to teach people how to put electricity into their cities and homes. When he came back from London, Thomas Edison asked Lewis Latimer to work with him, and together the two of them invented many more amazing, even magical things. Electricity wasn't the only type of light that Lewis Latimer helped to create. He loved learning new things and teaching them to others. He shared the light of truth. He helped. I know my RE is right here with me, and I know that I gave you this respect. Yes? Here, check this out. This is exciting. Electricity wasn't the only type of light that Lewis helped to create. He loved learning new things and teaching them to others. He shared the light of truth. He helped people who were hungry and who were poor, just like his family once had been. He knew that helping others was another way of sharing light, for in one of his poems he wrote, "To love while we live and give aid to other. It's the sunshine of life that turns night into day." In 1908, Lewis Latimer helped to start the Unitarian Church in the town of Flushing, New York. People are still going to church after nearly 100 years. That Unitarian Universalist Church, just like the Unitarian Universalist Church, gives a long-lasting light. Lewis Latimer would be pleased. I thank you very much for your attention, and I know that we can go over this once we go in the classroom.
Will they be sharing jet pigs? Okay, not yet, Michael. Okay. So, and our children will share our affirmation.
So, this is your goal. Jet pigs. Ready? We're going to do on the count of three, blast off. 1, 2, 3. Oh, you left me hanging. All right. Jet pig stands for, the J stands for justice. Yes. The E stands for equity. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. The T stands for transform. Yes, yes, transformation, transforming. All right. The P stands for pluralism. All right. The I stands for yes, the G stands for generosity.
And now is the time in our service where we will share our joys and concerns. I wanted to begin by saying that a person dear to our community who had brought a wonderful concert here has passed away. Chuck Fowler passed away yesterday morning after a long battle with cancer. We will have a memorial here for him later this month. So we'll keep you posted on that. Prayers for Kim, his wife, and the rest of his family, and for him, his soul as he transitions. He brought so much joy and love through music, and we want to lift him up and honor him and remember what he brought to us. Yes. Yes. So, yes.
I'm so happy. My joy is coming back. We're away for a month. And we were in the desert, so we were very lucky. So that's a joy. Being back here is a joy. I had my 92nd birthday.
92nd birthday. Congratulations. Happy birthday.
Sorrows. I'm so sorry for so many people who have lost their lives and tragedies are going on around us. But I do thank God for everything.
Thank you, Vicki.
And the funny thing is the calendar days are exactly the way they were like. I just want to say, I see comments that were made, and actually someone right before this congregation said something that I think, to be honest, I personally would. But now, all these years later, I see the wisdom. And, it's nice to put out the courage to speak up and speak up.
Yes. Terry? Thank you for that. Yes, Elizabeth? My favorite thing, talk about history. We're going to be about it. Don't worry, we're going to be about it. Yes? Hmm? Yeah. Yes. Right. Yes. Val, and then. Oh. Happy birthday, Brother Billy. Okay. Val? Hmm. Yes. Yeah, yes, yes. Right, yeah, right. Oh, sure, we can share that information. Sure, we can share that. Okay. But, right, yeah, there's more. So, it's a joy to be with you today. It's a joy knowing where your hearts lie, wanting justice for the world, wanting to support, and recognizing that we need to do something. And we will be doing something. At the end of the service, we will have a presentation, so you'll be able to go get Sweet Tooth and come back. And we have Susan from the ACLU to do a presentation on what to do. What are your rights? Things you need to know and things you need to know to help other people. Because you may be in a position of privilege while other people are not. And let's arm ourselves with good information. We are all about making sure that you know and understand so that you can feel a sense of addressing whatever injustice is going on. There's a lot of it, but we will not be dissuaded. We can do hard things. We are a community together, and that in and of itself fills us in a certain way. We can go forward. Nobody's by themselves. And so, is there anything else that you would like to share? We're so glad you're with us today. Thank you. And for everything that you may be carrying, we're all carrying a lot. We hold each other in prayer. We hold each other knowing that as community, we can go forward. We can do hard things and be enriched knowing that we are one. And so now we will have announcements. Thank you, Anita.
So if you are new here, please join us following the service for Sweet Tooth. Sweet Tooth is what we call the conversation, the fellowship, and the sharing of food that follows Sunday service. We have soup and bagels and goodies, so please stay after the service and enjoy yourself. It will be on us if it's your first time. And if you would like to help with a future Sweet Tooth, there's a sign-up sheet in the kitchen, or you can speak with me. Our Reverend Petra Toms will have office hours this Tuesday, February 4th, at 1 o'clock in her office. All are welcome to join in the conversation. We usually have a very nice time hanging out in her office and talking. The next UUCCN board meeting is February 11th on Zoom. All UUCCN members are welcome to attend the board meetings. Please speak with me or another board member if you would like the Zoom information. Have you ever been to UUCCN's annual stewardship dinner and service auction? It's a fun, early evening event for our community to gather and share a meal. It's a beautiful catered meal. It's very, very beautiful. It's gourmet, it's delicious, it's healthy, and we all commune together. And we support our congregation by buying things from our service auction. We'll offer things to sell. Like I'll have a barbecue in my backyard and I'll have 15, 20 people come to the barbecue. We provide everything from soup to nuts, and we all get together and have fun, talk, laugh, listen to music, and just have a good time together. Someone may sell a sailing trip if they have a boat, or someone may sell a weekend in a country house if someone in your family has a country house. All the money that we get at the service auction goes to support our church. And in the meantime, we're all having fun doing it. It's very painless. This year it's on Saturday, April 26th. So mark your calendars. We hope you don't miss it. And there will be more information about the event in the coming weeks. Michael Sansania is having a benefit concert on April 6th. He is hosting this, and that's for the Doctors Without Borders, is it? Borders. So that is going to be another fun event we have at the beginning of April. It's at 4 o'clock. It's here, and it includes a dinner. You can BYOB, and another fun evening.
People have worked with everyone from Rascals and Ringo's All-Star Band to the Bacon Brothers to Leon Redbone
Ooh.
to Screamin' Jay Hawkins and Jimmy Dean and Sean Colvin and bass and so it's four guys, 4-person band, and these 4 guys have played with a lot of people.
We look forward to that. It's always a good time. One thing that makes UUCCN special is the volunteering of our members, helping with Sunday service, religious education, office work, cleanup, sweet tooth, and the other tasks are a way to give back to this community, to build relationships with each other. And we find purpose in this. If you would like to help, please speak with me or another board member, and we can help you volunteer to something that interests you. We have many committees. Something may interest you. Baking, just so many things. And that's it for announcements. And now we will do our offering. Will we do now? Yes, we're going to do our offering now. Your pledges, your donations, and volunteering sustain the congregation as we are 100% dependent upon you, our members, our friends, and our guests. Please give today when the ushers pass the collection plate in a minute, or use a credit card on our website, uuccn.org. One of our traditions is to share our Sunday collection plate with another organization whose work aligns with our values and principles. We split the collection plate in half. For the month of February, we support the Heifer Project. This is the second or the third time we've had this particular collection for them. The mission of the Heifer Project is to end hunger and poverty in a sustainable way by supporting and investing alongside local farmers and their communities. And a lot of times it's really far away. It's like in Africa. Sure.
What they do is with your money, they purchase livestock for poor families. Okay, so they might give a poor family a cow, and then his family, they will have milk to drink, they will have milk to sell and get a few pennies, and part of the deal is when that cow has a calf, they have to give it to another family in the village. Okay, so they're helping.
Absolutely. You can give a cow, they can give a goat, chickens, whatever these poor people can use to help them survive and thrive. So it begins with the seed investment of livestock or agriculture, followed by mentorship to help the project participants build a business and to gain access to more markets and supplies. These families are able to earn a living income and lift up their communities as they train the next generation of leaders. Please help with this important work by giving today. If you're sending in a check, please write Share the Plate, February, on the memo line. Thank you again for all you do to support our congregation. We are truly grateful and truly blessed by the generosity of this community.
Okay, I got it. Good. It's okay. And now for our peace candle lighting. Peace is not the absence of strife, but actively seeking resolutions and support to those in need. It is the willingness to put aside pride and prejudice and lean towards another with an open heart. Peace is actively seeking collaboration, community through compassion, to listen to others, putting ourselves aside takes courage. Peace is an act of bravery in the face of division. And for our meditation from Native American elders for today, in these modern times, it is difficult to understand why we should think circles and seasons. People and society are always moving through distance, over yonder, going here and going there. Hurry up, grow up, be successful. Sound familiar? Climb the ladder to success, etc. The elders tell us to slow down, to be patient, to pray, and to think circles. Circle thinking applies to relationships. Circle back around to each other, even businesses, and every area of our lives. We need to teach our awareness to look for cycles, seasons and cycles. When I think of seasons and cycles, we have been here before. We may not want to remember, but we have been here before. It has been a struggle before. None of what we are seeing is new. It may be new for us right now, but the whole point to knowing our history is to recognize this stuff is not new. It's all been done before, which is why people don't want you to know history, because then you will remember. But you will also remember what was done about it. So don't fear. It's been done before, and we have taken care of it before. Know that. We'll be talking more about that. And now, join us for number 148 in your gray hymnal. Let freedom span both east and west.
Freedom span both east and west. love goes out and so fellowship throughout the whole wide world.
I think we should stand if you're able.
Beauty, wonder, everywhere. Let us communion find. Golden cord, providing all mankind. Beyond all barriers of grace, of calling past or creed. Let us make friendship, human worth, our common faith and deed. Together, east and west will meet and share, and south shall build with joy. World of good throughout the whole wide world.
I'm grateful to Vida for sharing the story of Lewis Latimer and his accomplishments. This is now an update on the congregation and more about his life. In a really hot day in early June 2022, Ramapo Tribal Chief Dwayne Perry and I attended the closing ceremony of the Unitarian Universalist Church in Flushing, Queens. My colleague, the Reverend Rosemary Newberry, had reached out to me regarding my work at the Ramapo Lenape Community Center, and I shared with her the plans to renovate the space, beginning with the grant for handicap-accessible bathrooms. The Community Development Block Grant was a reimbursement grant, meaning we would have to pay the contractors for the work and then get reimbursed by the government. See how that works? Okay. Well, I applied for the grant and prayed for the funds to come from somewhere because we did not have it at all. I did not know what my colleague had in mind when she was asking me about the Ramapo Center. But Chief Perry and I went to the ceremony and very soon found out. The congregation of Lewis Latimer were closing. The building was sold. I had been there to preach a few times during the summer, but I didn't see this coming. The proceeds from the sale of the building were divided up between 7 nonprofit organizations, and the Ramapo Lenape Community Center was one of them. The check allowed us to pay exactly what we owed the contractors. The reimbursement that we received then paid for us to hire the new executive director for the center. This was a dream fulfilled for me, because it needed to be that a Ramapo person would be hired for this role. Lewis Latimer did indeed light the way forward, and it makes me want to shine a light on his complex story. Lewis Latimer's parents, George and Rebecca, were enslaved in Virginia, and in 1842 they escaped, determined to not have their firstborn child born a slave. George pretended to be Rebecca's owner. Apparently he could pass. And after 4 days, they arrived in Boston. But almost immediately, George was recognized by a neighbor of his former owner. The man contacted his owner, who came to Boston to claim and arrest him. Rebecca was 8 months pregnant, and was whisked away into hiding. News of his arrest spread quickly, and the anti-slavery groups mobilized. Almost 300 African-American men surrounded the jail to prevent him from being taken away. Public meetings were held. The case was publicized in William Lloyd Garrison's newspaper, The Liberator. William Francis Channing started a newspaper entitled The Lattimore Journal and North Star with two of his friends. Frederick Douglass wrote and spoke on his behalf. This strong outcry had the desired effect. He was set free the day before the hearing that would determine if he would be sent back to Virginia. A black minister, the Reverend Samuel Caldwell, feared that George might be arrested again. So he and his members raised $400 to buy George's freedom. $400 prior to the Civil War. George and Rebecca were reunited. Their son George was born free in November of 1842. The Latimer case was the first of several famous fugitive slave cases tried in Boston. It also influenced the Fugitive Slave Act of 1850 and the Dred Scott decision in 1857, which I spoke of last time, that said, a Negro has no right that a white man is bound to respect. And both of these strengthened the claims of owners on their runaway slaves. It also intensified the debate over enslavement, which led to the Civil War. George and Rebecca participated in the anti-slavery movement, but they were also trying to raise a family. Their children were George Jr., William, Mary, and finally Louis, and he was born in September 4th, 1848. The family struggled to make a living despite George's vast capabilities. Jobs were scarce, especially for a black man, and his notoriety did not help him. They had to move often. They feared being captured and taken by slave catchers. Louis went to school occasionally and excelled, but mostly he worked alongside his dad. He hung wallpaper and helped in his father's barber shop. He had a job selling newspapers, including The Liberator. He was 12 when the Civil War began, and when he turned 16, he joined the U.S. Navy as a cabin boy. Despite not having formal education, Louis found a job as an office boy in a lawyer's patent office and was fascinated with the drawings of the draftsman created on various devices. He saved his money, $3 a week, and purchased drafting tools to make his own drawings. One day he volunteered to do a drawing. The draftsman laughed at him, but they said, "Oh, go ahead, try." They were quite impressed with Louis's ability to draw excellent work. The owner of the office was also impressed, and in a few months, they promoted him to draftsman, earning $20 a week. His skills as a draftsman allowed his life to take off. At the age of 25, Louis married Mary Wilson. He invented improvements to the water closet and received a patent on it in 1874. Following year, Alexander Graham Bell, as you heard before, who lived near the lawyer's office, asked Louis to help him apply for a patent for his new device, the telephone. Latimer made the drawings, and the patent was granted in March of 1876. This era of inventions marked a new age of productivity And Latimer was pivotal in that. He prepared patents for other electrical devices. He also invented various devices of his own. He improved the carbon filaments, patented in 1883, made the light bulb a household item, and revolutionized how people lived. He traveled to Philadelphia, London, Montreal, and New York City to help install electrical systems. To communicate better with the workers in Quebec, he learned French. Yes, he learned French. I didn't, but he learned it. He moved to Brooklyn and began working with Thomas Edison in 1884, both inventing and helping with patents. Latimer authored a foundational book for early engineers entitled, quote, Incandescent Electric Lighting, a practical description of the Edison system, end quote. He was recognized for being one of the Edison pioneers in an elite group of 28 men who worked with Edison before 1885. But Latimer was more than a scientist. He also showed a passion for the arts. He painted portraits. He played the violin and the flute. He wrote poetry. He wrote plays. He spoke English, German, and French. He and Mary had 2 daughters and eventually 2 granddaughters. He was active in social and political issues and was in contact with Frederick Douglass, Booker T. Washington, W.E.B. Du Bois, as well as the Dean of Howard University and the first African American to graduate from Harvard, Theodore Greener. He said, I am heart and soul in the movement for the rights of Black people. But he did not stop there. He fought for equality of all people. He volunteered at the Henry Street Settlement, teaching Eastern Europeans to speak English. He taught a class on mechanical drawing so that they could learn a useful skill. This from a man whose parents escaped enslavement so that their children would be born free. It sounds like he lived his Unitarian values of generosity, interdependence, equity, and justice, and weaved them into everything he did. In 1908, he helped to establish the congregation in Flushing. Lewis had known of Unitarians all his life. His parents had been helped in their escape by William Francis Channing, son of Reverend William Ellery Channing, that founded All Souls, New York, an organizer of the American Unitarian Association in 1825. The Unitarian belief in the importance of character, accepting different views on religion, or what we call pluralism, and the enthusiastic approach to learning aligned with Latimer's own beliefs. He, his wife, and children were active Unitarians. And this is what I take from learning about his life. The active commitment to justice surrounded his parents' escape to freedom in Boston. People stood up, spoke up, gathered, surrounded that jail to protect his father, George, from being taken back to slavery. The Black church collected $400 to pay for his freedom. He was influenced by Unitarianism, and he lived those values. He used his skills to teach English to new immigrants at the settlement house and taught them skills so they can make a living. Isn't that how we're supposed to teach immigrants coming to this country seeking freedom? That we teach them and help them? That is the very definition of generosity, equity, justice, interdependence, and love. As we consider what we can do in these uncertain times, Remember that Lewis Latimer lived during segregation and Jim Crow. He persisted despite the hardships, but was dedicated to the cause of justice. I am heart and soul in the movement. The gift to the Ramapo Lenape Community Center has grown and flourished, supporting the tribe, bringing elders together, teaching the young, holding tribal meetings. I feel blessed to in some way be connected to his legacy of generosity. We too at UUCCN are heart and soul in supporting those who face hardship in these times, those who are threatened by mass deportation simply for daring to come here to our country to escape the trauma of violence in their homelands. And after the service, we will hear from Susan Gautier, thank you, sorry, Director of Nassau Chapter of the New York Civil Liberties Union. She will inform us of how to support people who are facing deportations. We are in this together to uphold our values and the rights of people to live their lives with dignity. Lewis Latimer did light the way to an equitable future for all to prosper. Let us learn from his example to use our gifts and talents to make the world a better place. Let us shine a light for justice. Ashe, Aho, blessed be.
I wish I knew how, page 151.
So, I'm going to tell you why I love this song. If Reverend Petra doesn't know, I'm going to say this. So thank you for choosing this song. Oh, hello. As I'm going to tell you why I love it. So Billy Taylor, who some of you might remember when he was on the Sunday Today show every week, or maybe you never saw it because you were always here on Sunday mornings, right? So, and he was always there making jazz and other kinds of music accessible to non-musicians and to people who didn't understand the style. And he wrote this song. He was a composer. He had a PhD in music and a wonderful jazz player. And he wrote this song for his daughter. His daughter who felt she had internal reasons why she wasn't doing what she wanted to do. And so here's why I love this song. Because, this song, when we hear it, it's a song for all of society, right? For all of us. And it shows that one of us is all of us. And there's really very little difference between one of us and all of us.
Thank you, Michael.
Amen.
Please stand.
Holding me, I wish I could say all the things I could say. Say them loud, say them clear, for the whole world to hear. Say them loud, say them clear, for the whole world to hear. I wish I could share all the love in my heart. Remove all the bonds that still keep us apart. I wish you could know what it means to be me. Then you'd see and agree everyone should be free. Then you'd see and agree everyone should be free. I wish I could give all I'm longing to give. I wish I could live like I'm longing to live. I wish I could do all the things I can do. free, like a bird in the sky. How sweet it would be if I found I could fly. I'd soar to the sun and look down at the sea. Then I'd sing, 'cause I know how it feels to be free. Then I'd sing, 'cause I know how it feels to be free.
I'd like you to remember two things. Whenever you go to the wall and you flick that switch, you remember who made that light bulb last. As someone is trying to erase American history, remember when you flick that switch, why the incandescent bulb was actually given a long life. And when you pick this up, remember the first iteration of the drawing for the patent was this same man, LL, Lewis Latimer. Let's remember that. We do not erase American history. We lift it up and honor it. Let us together gather our courage in community. We can do hard things, brave things, beautiful things, risky and transformative things. Sacred is with those who journey toward freedom, for the sake of collective life, for the sake of disrupting evil, for the sake of the human soul. We are called and accompanied. We are never alone. May our hearts be encouraged. Now, I will give you the lighting, extinguishing for the chalice and the peace candle. And we will get our food or sweet tooth. We will come back because Susan's got some things to share and we want to know about it. Okay? We extinguish this flame, but the light of love and community continues, and shines in our hearts. Carry that light forward with you and share it with those you meet. Walk in grace and peace until we are together again. Amen, amen, amen.
I can't enjoy the shining winter skies when I'm gone. Can't calm a little child when he cries when I'm gone. I can't be singing louder than the lies when I'm gone.